Hey guys, AnimCap here. Today I'll continue recapping you the story about a gamer who wakes up as a skeleton in the fantasy world. As you remember in the previous episode, Ark met with Arian parents. The next morning Ark wakes up alone with Glennies, since Arian and her father left to go to the meeting of the Elven elders in the Elven city of Maple. Arian and Dylan enter a vast hall where the meeting is held. Meanwhile Gladys is showing Ark around the Lolatoya until she suddenly asks Ark if he would like to spar with her. At the elders' meeting the elves are discussing the humans breaking their agreement by conducting a slave trade. They conclude that they won't apologize to the humans for Arian attacking Triton. Trying to avoid war with the humans, they will simply continue to liberate the enslaved elves. While they wait for the Kingdom of Rodant's reaction back at Lolatoya, Gladys wants to test Ark's strength so she can be sure Arian can rely on him. Ark agrees with her proposal and they start fighting. Gladys immediately gets serious and attacks Ark with incredible speed, quickly making him fall to the ground. Telling him he is an amateur, she starts teaching him how to fight with a sword. As they are walking back from the meeting, Dylan tells Ari and her sister Even is going to get married next year. Arian is surprised, having thought her sister only cares about fighting. Suddenly Avayan herself appears and runs towards Arian, hugging her. Avayan tells her it's true that she's getting married and asks Arian if she is someone she likes. Arian hesitatingly denies it and Avayan says she won't let her marry anyone weaker than her. In Lolatoya, Ark is fighting against Gladys, getting better but still losing. After Dylan and Arian return, everyone gathers at their house. Dylan tells Ark and Arian the elders need them to continue rescuing the kidnapped elves and investigate the people involved in the slave trade. In exchange for his services, Dylan tells Ark about a spring that can break any curse. The spring is near a giant tree called Lord Crown, which is a type of tree that grows where a dragon lord resides. Arian says she could get permission for Ark to access the spring without being endangered. Even though his curse was something he made up, Ark wonders if he might merely be cursed. Alone in bed, Ark tries casting a curse-breaking spell on his arm and manages to turn it back into a regular human's arm for a few moments. He concludes he really is affected by some kind of curse, even though he can't break it by himself. The following day, Ark and Arian head out towards Olav in order to look for the people mentioned in the slave trade contract. Somewhere else, Uriarna enters a coach together with Ferna, preparing to depart for Limbo. In a building in the distance, someone is watching them. Traveling through the forest, Arian and Ark get attacked by a pack of wolves. They're haunted beasts who are able to create illusions using different spells. Arian manages to break all the illusions and kill some of the wolves. Ark sees the pack leader in the distance and tries attacking him. With the wolf dodges, Ark sees a strange black ring around the wolf's leg, similar to the one he saw around the giant basilisk's leg. Surprising the wolf of the fire spell, he cuts off the ring, after which the pack of wolves leave him alone. In that same forest, Uriarna is traveling towards Limba. Suddenly her coach starts shaking violently. A moment later, someone enters and kills both Uriarna and Ferna with a sword. It turns out some of the soldiers guarding Uriarna inspired with a band of mysterious hooded people to kill her. Leader of the hooded people receives Uriarna's necklace as a reward. Suddenly Ark appears while the hooded figures attack him with spells. He inspects Uriarna and Ferna's corpses. Suddenly the same pack of haunted wolves from before attack the hooded figures, helping Ark, who defeats most of the attackers. But some of them get away. Returning to Uriarna's body, he casts a regeneration spell on her and manages to revive her. He proceeds to revive the rest of the murdered people too and runs off before they notice him. Waking up, Uriarna starts believing she has received God's blessing to continue her journey to Limba. Later, Ark and Arian finally enter the town of Olav. Walking through a shopping district, Ark sees a familiar face, the ninja girl he met before. Her name is Chiam and she belongs to the race of beasts people. Ark introduces her to Arian and they settle down at an inn. Getting serious, Chiam asks Ark and Arian to help her rescue her comrades who were kidnapped by humans. In exchange, she will give them more information about the people listed on the slave trade contract. Inspired by Chiam's determination, Arian and Ark agree to help her. Somewhere else in town, Dakar is angry. He found out Uriarna has survived the attack on her coach and wants to stop her from negotiating with the elves. It is revealed he is the one who is using black rings to control monsters for his evil purposes. Both the elves and the beast people have recently been more active fighting against the slave trade, undermining Dakar's business. Since Dekars is afraid for his life, his attendant Setriwan advises him to go to a safe house. As Dakars leaves, we see Cedrian is holding Uriarna's necklace, implying he's working for someone else. After a while, Ark, Arian and Chiam arrive at Etsat Market, the largest slave market in Olav. Since Etsat is an important location for the entire slave business, Chiam expects reinforcements to appear as soon as they attack it. The ninjas intend to attack 4 other slave markets at the same time, so Chiam wants Arian and Ark to cause a commotion at Etsat and draw attention to them, with a diversion like that the slaves from the other markets will be able to escape. Ark puts on a scary mask he bought in town so he can stand out even more when he causes the diversion. Chiam brings a large scary beastman called Goman with her and they start the operation. Ark and Goman storm the front gate, alerting all the guards and fighting them. However, using powerful rock-based magic they overdo it, destroying a large number of the buildings in the market. Since most of the guards are dealing with Ark and Goman, Arian and Chiam manage to sneak into the building from the back. Inside the building some guards notice them. Arian fights them using her flaming sword and Chiam uses her water-based jutsu, reaching underground dungeon. They free a part of the imprisoned slaves, telling them to free the others and fight if they are able. As more guards attack, Arian stops them while Chiam continues freeing the slaves. Ark and Goman rise up from the ruins. They cause regrouping with Chiam and Arian having freed all the slaves in one of the buildings. They target the building at the back next while Goman stands guard. The others enter the building fighting guards on the way, finally reaching an underground dungeon. They release all the kidnapped beast people. Exiting the dungeon, they lead all the slaves to one place and teleport them outside of Etsat. While Arian and Shio lead the beast people to safety, Ark returns to Etsat joining Goman. Together they defeat the rest of the guards with overwhelming force. At a safe house, Dakar is outraged because of what happened to his slave market. As he turns to leave the room, Cetrion stabs him with a sword, killing him. Sect enters the room, putting Uriarna necklace next to Dakar's body and saying they will announce that Uriarna was killed in a scheme arranged by Dakar. He exclaims the throne of Rodin Kingdom is now his. Sometime later, Uriarna has arrived at Linbolt, a trading town. She meets with her sister Siriana, who is married to the Duke of Limbo. When Siriana tells her she thought she was killed by Dakar, Uriarna concludes Sect is behind it. He also made everyone think Dakar himself has been killed because he caused a commotion in Olaf. Uriarna asks her sister to keep the fact that she is a lie hidden so she can meet with the elves in secret. Before returning to her hidden ninja village, Chiam tells Arian and Ark that she found out a number of the enslaved elves were taken to the Empire of Revlon. After parting with Chiam, Ark and Arian decide to head there. At Bleak Palace in Revlon, the Emperor Damasinus, a red-haired man in a military uniform, finds out Dakar has been killed by Sect and that the Princess Uriarna is dead. It turns out he was backing Dakar's and he was the one who gave him the black rings he used to control monsters. Sometime later, traveling through a rocky desert, Ark and Arian see a group of wyverns flying in the sky. Arian's messenger bird is afraid to fly because of the wyverns. So Ark cast a lightning spell chasing all the wyverns away, but accidentally shocking his friends too. At sunset, Ark and Arian reach a town and stay at an inn. Arian is concerned because capturing elves isn't illegal in the Revlon Empire, making it dangerous for her to go there. A green-haired elf wearing glasses approaches them and introduces himself as Karki. Even though he is an elf, everyone at the inn is friendly to him. He explains that he has been living in this human town for 10 years already and thinks elves and humans can coexist. Arian disagrees but realizes she is traveling with a human herself. Karki says he is studying the biology of monsters and noticing Ark and Arian are strong, asks to hire them to capture a monster for him. When he offers them a map of the Revlon Empire as a reward, they take the job. The next morning, Ark and Arian depart from the inn and meet with Karki and his friend. Taking 2 horse-drawn carts, they travel into the desert. Karki wants to capture a sandworm so he can learn more about it, since sandworms have been killing the townspeople recently. Suddenly, Arian notices that cart Harky's friend was driving has disappeared and a gigantic sandworm emerges from the ground. Arian spots the crash cart and attacks the worm with her flaming sword, but it doesn't harm him. Before the worm can attack Arian, Ark stops it with one arm. While Arian saves Harky's friend, Ark grabs the worm and manages to throw it onto the ground. As he defeats it, we see a black ring disappear from the worm's body. Later, they bring the worm's body to the town. Karki gives Ark and Arian the map of Revlon Empire. Continuing their travels, Ark and Arian reach the town of Kasak in the Revlon Empire. This is the town where Chiam said the kidnapped elves were brought. Ark learns about strange cries being heard from a fortress in the east and monsters appearing on the edges of the town. Arian has heard about a fortress where the elves were brought 4 months ago. Together with Ark, she infiltrates the fortress and manages to enter the building where the elves are supposedly hidden. Defeating some guards and entering a gate, they find empty prison cells. Discovering a massive underground chamber, they smell blood around them. Suddenly, a man with a face tattoo called Fumbaa appears. For no reason, Arian attacks Ark, who is surprised but realizes Fumbaa somehow brainwashed her to attack him. He tries casting curse-breaking spells on her but they don't work. At the same time, Arian is seeing an illusion where she is sparring with her sister Avean in forest. Thinking she is fighting with Avean, she is unconsciously attacking Ark in real life. Blocking her attacks, Ark notices there is a black imp hiding in her hood. Ordering Panta to take it out, he kills the imp of the fire spell, breaking the illusion and making Arian faint. Fumbaa arrogantly approaches Ark, telling him that he is a sorcerer who can control monsters and call in a huge white tiger at him. Ark asks where the kidnapped elves are and Fumbaa tells him they have all died, having been used in the Empire's magic experiments. He also says he has personally tortured and killed some of them, laughing about it. Enraged, Ark cuts off the tiger's head in one slash. Fumbaa calls several gigantic monsters but Ark easily kills them one by one. As monsters keep emerging, Ark continues killing them. When an orc appears behind the unconscious Arian, Chiam suddenly appears and kills the orc with a water spell. Suddenly the ground starts shaking. Fumbaa starts laughing, saying his strongest monster has awoken, inviting Ark and the others outside to challenge it. He leaves the lair. Chiam and Ark, who is carrying Arian, leave the lair. Seeing a gigantic hydra controlled by 5 black rings, the hydra fire as a powerful blast of water at Ark and the others, seemingly killing them. Fumbaa becomes crazed with power, using the hydra to get revenge on everyone who has ever looked down on him and letting it advance towards the town. Ark and the others emerge from the rubble, revealing Ark has saved them with a shield spell. Arian heard what Fumbaa said about the elves and is incredibly angry. Ark wants to stop the hydra from attacking the town, so Arian and Chiam go after Fumbaa while he deals with the monster. As the hydra is approaching the city, Ark attacks it from the ground with a flying sword slash. Dodging Hydra's attacks, he attacks it using different skills, summoning a gigantic sword from the ground. He seemingly finishes it off by cutting off 3 of its heads. Even though the hydra regenerates all 5 of its heads, Ark doesn't lose hope. He summons Ifrit, a gigantic horned fire demon. Somewhere else, Arian and Chiam find Fumbaa. He calls a flock of imps but Arian cuts them all down before they can reach her. While Fumbaa tries calling another monster, Chiam cuts in with her throwing knives, ruining the markings on his back. She realized those cursed markings are allowing him to control monsters, so now he can't do it anymore. The now helpless Fumbaa tries apologizing to Arian but she doesn't listen to him and burns him to a crisp with a burst of blue flame. Somewhere else, Ifrit brutally beats the hydra, not giving a chance to counterattack. The hydra tries running away but Ark grabs its tail and throws it in the air. Once it is in the air, Ifrit fires a huge burst of flame at it, destroying the hydra completely. Having defeated the villains, Ark, Arian and Chiam group once again. When Arian receives a message from Danko, he tells her Uriarna has met with Lord Fankas, one of the Elven elders. She promised that the kingdom of Rodan will help look for the kidnapped elves to atone for their crimes. She also proposes that the Elven kingdom supports her becoming the next queen because Sect has the backing of the Empire of Revlon, where slavery is legal. In exchange, if Revlon invades Elvish territory, the Rodent kingdom will help defend their lands. Ark casually removes his helmet, scaring Chiam with his real face. He asked if he could visit her ninja village sometime and she agrees to show him around one day. Even though Ark still doesn't know how or why he was transported to another world, he decides to simply continue to enjoy his adventures for a little longer. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss new video, and I'll see you soon.